Okay, today we're going to talk about grouped data and the dispersion. That means how the data falls out. So we'll start with a really easy one. A poll was taken and asked how many hours of music do you listen to in a week? And below here you can see the result for this data. Okay, so this says that 2 kids said they listened to 21 and 25 hours of music a week. 3 kids listened to between 16 and 20 hours per week. And so forth and so forth. This is called grouped data. Okay, it's grouped data because we are grouping things together. We're saying everybody between 6 and 10. So we're saying 6 people there. And we grouped it in 4 hours at a time. If you look at every interval here, 5 minus 1 is 4, 10 minus 6 is 4, etc., etc., etc. We can still enter this into our calculator. We're going to use 2 lists, though, to enter it into our calculator. List 1 is going to be the hours, and list 2 is going to be the frequency, or the number of kids. Okay, first thing we're going to have to realize is that you can't enter the number of 21 through 25 in your list. So what we do is we take the middle number between 21 and 25. The middle number between 21 and 25 is 23. The middle number between 16 and 20 is 18, etc., etc. All right, so let's get my pen. You can see this is going to be in list 1, and this is going to be in list 2. Okay, at this point you may want to pause the video so you can take enough time to copy down these directions as to how you are going to enter these 2 lists into your calculator. All right. We can still do the median, the mean, and the mode without using our calculator. I can look in here and I can say the median. The median is the one in the middle after you've put everything in order. So I can do this. I have 5 numbers here at the top. 2 plus 3 is 5. They have to cross off with 5 numbers on the bottom. Well, here's 1 in here, and then I'll take 4 away from that to make 5, which leaves me with 2 numbers left over. Okay, now I have 2 on the bottom. I have 12 here. Well, obviously my median is going to be somewhere in here. Because if these 2 on the bottom cross off with 2 on the top, that's still going to leave me with 10. So my median, though, is not 13. My median is the interval 11 through 15. My mean, well, I can get that off the calculator. Or I can just add it up and say, where's my average going to be? Okay, my average, when I look on the calculator, came out to be 12.7. 12.7 means it's in this interval right here, 11 to 5. So the mean is the interval through 15. That's the average number of hours that a kid listens to music during the week based on this. And the mode is also 11 through 15 because most of the kids said that they listened to between 11 and 15 hours of music a week. Okay, here we're back to a new question, and we're back to one list. The salaries in thousands of basketball players. So I picked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 basketball players to look at their salary. And notice also that it says it's in thousands. So this dude over here, that means we got to add on 3 zeros. So this guy right here is making, let's put some commas in, $19 million in a salary. I'm not a basketball player, but I would assume that would be somebody like LeBron James. I don't know what his salary is, but hey, that's who we're talking about. So this is one list, which I like. So I can still go back to my calculator, and I can enter it in list 1. And then I can run my statistical on it. The range. The range here means the highest to the lowest. So who's the poor schmuck who makes the least amount of money? Sucker, right here. He only makes $125,000 a year. And there's LeBron, he makes the most. So he's 19,014. Now, you can leave this as the range, or you can take it a step further and you can subtract it. And you can say the range is 18,889. Don't laugh at me. I have to do this with the mouse. That's why you hear all the clicking. I left my little pen at home. Okay, the mode, the most occurring salary is right here. We got 2 people making $264,000 a year. The median is the one in the middle. And I'm just going to be lazy and let my calculator do that. And the median is 602. And the mean, when I look on my one variable stats, came up to be about 3,056. All right, so now you're going to learn something new. It's called the interquartile range. And this tells us where the range of at least 50% of the data is. Inter means inside. So to find the interquartile range, we just take the third quartile and subtract from it the first quartile. So once again, going back to my stat mode, I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to find my 2 quartiles. So my third quartile is 3,066.5, so let's make that 3,067. And we subtract from that my first quartile, which is 257. So when I subtract that, I get 2,810. So that's my interquartile range. That's where 50% of my data lies. An outlier now. You guys have heard the book. You might have even read it with Mr. Holden. An outlier is a value that's so far out there it just messes everybody up. To find out if somebody's an outlier, and it pretty well looks like Mr. LeBron James over there is our outlier. A value that is greater than the upper quartile plus 1.5 times the inner quartile. All right, so that simply means the upper quartile, which we found out to be 3,067, plus 1.5 times our inner quartile, which was 2,810. All right. And when we do that, we get 7,282. Okay, so is LeBron's salary over there greater than this number? Yes. So he's what we call an outlier. He really shouldn't be grouped with these other salaries because his salary is so far out there, it doesn't make sense. And, right, his basketball skills are so far out there, that's why he gets paid the most money. Likewise, you can do the same math to see if there's an outlier on the lower end. And if it comes below that, then somebody's an outlier on the lower end.